Welcome back to Songwriters Showcase. I'm your host, TJ Moss, and today I have a very special guest, a shot of whiskey in a snowstorm.
Oh,
Ash Easton.
hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. So let's fast forward a little bit. So you were kind of getting your chops as a solo artist in venues and bars, and then when did the shift go from Hollander to Ash?
Yeah.
Like you went back to your roots, you went back to your name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that all kind of occur?
Well, I was once upon a time married, and so that I used my last name at that time as my stage name. And then when we got out, and it was a good thing for me. I wanted to return back to myself and back to my identity and be able to lean into that and to share those parts of myself with the world. Because I think like the most beautiful things happen out of vulnerability, and like that's when real connection gets to happen. And so I returned back to my name, and it just kind of felt like it was this really incredible healing process and this amazing experience, and I wanted to share that with everyone. And so creating that record in that time was so important to me. And we were just about to go on tour. I'd been planning this tour it was 23 days on the road. I got booked in Chicago for a wedding from this girl named Tamara. Hi, Tamara. And I was like, let's make it a tour. Like, I want to get on the road. I want to, let's try out these songs and see.
You had the band
happens.
at this point.
I had parts of my band.
Okay.
And so Steven was the only one that could join in on the tour with me. And he actually ended up producing and composing Rough and Tough. But we went on the road, and that's really where we built the songs. Like we recorded the first demo for Death Valley in Tombstone.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was one of our stops. I think it was like the
Very
first
cool.
or second stop or something. And so
Very like in it. On location.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, it was just on this crazy rundown Airbnb.
Sick. Tumbleweeds.
Yes.
All of it.
Yeah, like it was beautiful. And so then every drive was like anywhere between 4 and 6 hours.
Sure.
And so I'd be going over like different songs and be like, yeah, but I really feel like I want it to sound like this. And so he'd grab the guitar and start like recording parts on his like laptop, and like, we're just on the road, just
amazing
making music. And by the time we got to Chicago, we had like almost half of it done.
Wow.
It was amazing. And it was also really cool too to be able to like share some of these brand new songs like just after I like rebranded.
Oh, yeah.
And like I'm out there.
It's fresh.
Oh, it was magic.
Yeah, it sounds like a cathartic awakening back to you.
Yeah. And it was so energizing. Like I've never been so exhausted and so energized all at the same time.
Yeah. I feel like that right now.
Yeah.
Just had a newborn.
That's right. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. But it's the same thing. Like it's like I'm like, wow, this is such this. I have zero energy, and I have so much energy, and I don't know what to do with that. But
yeah,
that means you're onto something. And that's creation.
Yeah.
Right? The ultimate creation.
Yeah.
So you got on the road, and when you said like. So Steven is kind of one of your main collaborators.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So we had been working on some of the songs, but there was always something that I felt like was lacking just a little bit. Like there was just something that we weren't able to like, just get over to, that hump to see like, the sound kind of come together. And so it wasn't until we were on the road that we were really able to establish that. And I really think it's because Steven and I just spending all that time on the road was able to like kind of hear more about why I wrote these songs and where they come from and where I come from and like my inspirations and it literally was just like a light went on and there was no stopping from then on. Like the sound that we came to is the sound that we will continue to, you know, grow over. But it was really, I think, sharing my heart and my passion for him to be able to be like, this is what you've been trying to do? Like, oh my gosh. He's like, I got it. Like, let's like build on that.
It sounds so comfortable.
Yeah.
After on the first album.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it was, so he produced and composed it. And then at that time, we were really looking to solidify like the band because I think we had gotten booked for a music box show.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, we have these demos. I know we can fill this time space, but we've got to get a band together.
Yeah.
And so we kind of just hired people. Like, I'll never forget my drummer, Nick. I was playing at a place in Encinitas, and the drummer that I had couldn't show up. And so then all of a sudden, one of my friends calls her boyfriend and says, is your drums in your truck? And he's like, no. And he was like, you got to get down here. Like, her drummer wasn't able to be here. Like, you should come through. And he literally walked up to me and he was like, I play drums. I could play for you if you want. And I was like, yeah. And then like we tried him out for the music box show and he slayed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. You don't know. You can't always trust somebody when they say that.
No, it's
like,
very dangerous.
Every time, like, you know, you play at a show and somebody's like, hey, I do this. And I'm like, well, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you do.
Exactly.
But guess who's getting paid to play the show? Yeah.
And so then Aaron, I mean, I'd been working with him on and off, but you know how it is. Like lots of musicians are in so many bands.
Come and go and And band's tough to keep together.
Yeah.
But when it all comes together and it's like everybody's, you had mentioned that like one of your greatest joys was that first time you played with a band and like, there's nothing like it.
Oh, it was like, magical.
I can do anything.
Yes, exactly. It like makes you like, I don't know. It's addicting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lights are playing and it's like the electricity is just rolling through those amps and everything is just, there's nothing like it. And you have the voice to come over the top of that, you know, which I got to say, you know, like there's a lot of voices out there, but like you've got chops.
Thank you.
And like it really, really comes through. And I definitely heard the Brandy Carlisle comp, and Jim and I were talking earlier, and I heard a little like that White Rabbit, like like Grace Slick, you know, a little bit of that White Rabbit in there, which is just so good. So I think that it's like that, but to sing over a band, especially a loud rockin' Southern rock, like you gotta have chops for that, and
it's definitely not for the faint of heart. But also, I feel like we just all feed off of each other's energy so well, and we listen to each other. Yeah. And so it makes it so easy. Like, I feel like there have been times where maybe I was, you know, playing in another band and just as like a side vocalist, and, you know, I'd do a song here or there, and I'd be like, I feel like I'm like I'm not in it, you know, I'm not in the pocket. But I feel like with my band, they create this wonderful space where everything just complements it. And I don't feel like I'm bulldozing people with my voice.
No, it really works. And I think that, I mean, I haven't seen y'all live yet, but I mean, it's, you've worked your way into Best New Artist of San Diego. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The SDMA current reigning best new artist. We were saying new to somebody, but not new to Ash. You've been doing this a while. Mm-hmm. So, but it's good to see that you're getting a little notoriety and you're really starting to build something great.
It's such an honor. It's ridiculous. It's such an honor. There's been it's really crazy how this year I just felt like just exploded. There's all these great things that I've been able to be a part of, and great people I've been able to meet through it all. And yeah, it's super rewarding. And you know, we don't do it for those things, but it is nice to have.
Yeah.
And it definitely helps, like, booking certain venues.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. They're all after that stuff. And I mean, it also is just like, it's a part of your growth, and it's just one thing at a time, you know, and you're building something that needs to be sustainable, but you need to be like reminded.
Yeah.
And it's good for people to say, yeah, you're onto something.
Yeah. Yeah. And trust, it's not like I didn't want that. I definitely did.
Yeah.
But I was just, I mean, it's just an honor.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Well, I think let's go ahead and take a little bit of a pause here, and we'll bring in Steven.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about how these songs came to be.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Songwriters Showcase. With Ash Easton, we have her guitar player, Steven Crowle. Welcome to the show, Steven.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, hey, so let's hear the story. How did y'all meet, and where did that all begin?
Yeah. He played in lots of bands in North County, but also like down south. And I'd seen him play in a lot of different bands, and his playing, I was always like, I gotta steal that one. And eventually was able to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I remember when I first met her and she was coming out with her first record under a different name. She asked me to record the guitars for her album, and I was too busy to do it. And then I got a chance to see her actually perform, and I was really mad at myself for not.
I'll make some time for this next time. Yeah.
So I thought I'd missed my chance to play with her until she had a whole new crop of songs and was starting a new kind of project, and then I jumped on it immediately.
Amazing.
I don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you got very involved. You composed and produced the whole album.
Yeah. And when I first started actually playing with her, musically, I wasn't really sure what we were trying to do until she showed me all the stuff that she was into, and I all of a sudden understood the way that she played and everything. It was supposed to be kind of like the southern rock, country, hard rock kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really fun for me to get to translate that because, as you know, her voice is so incredible and so acrobatic. There's a lot that she can kind of work around with the band underneath it, you know, and the band can do a lot to amplify that.
And there's that like dusty, like, I don't know, I always just kind of hear that like saloon. I mean, it sounds like a Western, you know?
Yeah. I always want like our band to be like the house band at the Roadhouse with the chicken wire.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine for our future.
That's so good. Well, and like those dives and stuff, they love that stuff. So like you can, that goes anywhere. It travels, you know. There's always just this appeal to it. And
we'll bring the dive bar wherever we go.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, so you were on this tour to Chicago, it sounded like, and songs kind of like came to life, and that's what turned into the album. Yeah.
I really wanted to kind of give it all direction and make it feel like a composed project, because you kind of done the singer-songwriter thing before that's, you know, very mellow and down, and I wanted to give her like the full band sound with kind of everything that we love out of music. So she would take the wheel and drive for like 8 hours, and then I would sit next to her with the laptop and the guitar, and she would sing while I was playing. It was all very safe, I promise.
Yeah. What car was
Kept
it?
her eyes on the road.
Just a Jeep. It
Amazing.
it's not spacious at all, but
That's so good. You just made those demos like right there in the Jeep. That's so cool. I mean, that's music. That's how it gets done. You know?
It's very inspiring too, because, you know, country music's all about the country, and we saw the entire country. So,
and you were on the road, and so much of this life we spend on the road if we got to take the music out to the people.
Right.
So it's like very prophetic and cool. Well, I'm a big fan of the album, the production of it.
Thank you.
So you did all that. You have a home studio?
Yeah, so we kind of, after that tour, we took all the initial demos and then made like a full produced kind of demo, so that when we had a band, because at this point we were still not sure who was going to be playing with us, so I wrote parts imagining honestly, I was imagining people that I like in town. I was like,
Yeah.
that'd be great for this person.
Yeah.
So we created these parts and brought them to a band, and then the Music Box show was like the first time that we debuted it and got to hear it come to life. And then once we had the band locked in, then we went into the studio with Chris Hobson in Rarefied.
Oh yeah.
And spent a couple days there, and then a couple days in his home studio, and made it happen. So it is a full band recording. It just kind of started with us making the songs, kind of trying to give the direction. But it's the band. The band made it come to life.
I love hearing these behind the music stories, because now I can hear that, and I'm just like, there's just it paints such a picture of like, wow, they're in a Jeep, and like, seeing the world, and like, and the music just comes out. That's such a beautiful collaboration too, because it was your first, like, you know, and like, I don't know, I mean, like, for me personally, collaboration is kind of hard. You're getting to know somebody, you're like, how do you like put your soul out there and hope it sticks? And it's kind of scary at times, but you know, when it works, it's like, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It just kind of worked, and it happens to be music that I really like to do.
Yeah.
And I've been a hired gun my whole life, so there's so many times where I'm like, oh, another Bon Jovi song. All right, let's play it.
You're the electric guitar player?
Yeah, electric guitar.
So your pedal board is like this big?
Sometimes it grows and it shrinks depending on what mood I'm in.
Awesome, man.
Sometimes it doesn't exist.
Tone is just like, that's the great wonder of the world for me, is like, how on earth do you get those sounds? But like, it sounds great.
And she'll know, like, I'll build a rig, and I'm like, I think this is the best one I've ever built. And then we'll play the show, and I'm like, I got to take this off, I got to take that off, and I'm using the other amp. And the next night, it's a completely different setup.
This is definitely the best.
Yeah. But this one is the one.
So the first show that y'all debuted was Music Box.
Yeah.
How'd that go? Killer
phenomenal.
venue.
Electric.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Who were you on the bill with?
Who was it that time?
Was that the Sharon Little and or was that the second one?
Oh golly, I
think Charlie
remember.
Ray was on that one too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Charlie Ray, yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Ray was on it. I think she opened it up. It was December of 21.
Okay.
And so I think she opened it up, and then we played, or was there another one before?
I can't remember.
I can't remember honestly who was on that bill, but it was
a night though.
Yeah, we literally just put everything, all our eggs in one basket, and we're like, we're doing this, and you know, we had rehearsals and stuff beforehand, but everyone did such a good job. It was.
And this is the band that is now the band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was all there that night.
Yeah.
And who are the other two guys?
I think there was a
Except
couple.
for there were a couple things. Yeah. But we had like Nick, who's my drummer, and then we had Heath, who's my other guitar player. Phenomenal.
Yeah. I think our current bass player couldn't make that first one.
Yeah.
But Aaron Hook is the bass player that's been playing with us.
Okay.
And he's on the record too. And
Cool.
Yeah.
So the band is solidified.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay, so you've got the album. The album's out, critically acclaimed, like well received. SDMA stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
So what's next?
I have all the plans of releasing as many records as soon as possible.
Yeah. If they didn't just cost so much dadgum money, right?
It wasn't.
buy a house,
Yeah.
build a record.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And so we're doing the next record the way that we did the last one, where we're building demos for it and solidifying the sound and parts. And we've actually been playing the new songs.
Beautiful.
Yeah, out. And so far, very well received.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about the process now is before we were trying to build something and show direction so that we can bring people along with us. Now we have the band, we have the sound, and we're doing the same process with the demos, but they're coming to life so much faster and so much more organic because we know what we're headed towards now and we know kind of what we're capable of. So I'm really excited about the new songs and I literally can't wait to get them out.
And you're getting feedback, real-time feedback with the audience response and
exactly
what's working, what's popping, and like that's the kind of stuff that helps to inform your choices. Because I mean, I'm sure you got more than you can record, right? It's the way it always is. Like, that's good. That's a good problem.
Oh, it is. I think that, and I think the way that this band moves, it's everyone's so on the same page of like, you know, we're moving at a pace that we can.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of songs and there's no shortage of talent in all the guys, and so I feel like we're able to really execute things well. And I think that, you know, just the reception from when we do play it out has been phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
And again, my favorite part now is that the band gets to play these songs live instead of just kind of receiving a demo from me and be like, this is how it goes.
Right.
So now they're coming to life in such a bigger way with so much more personality. And this next one's it's gonna feel so organic, and
Everybody
honestly,
gets to
so
shine
fun.
through as themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, just like based on, I mean, I just kind of met y'all, but you're both very nice, humble people. Like it seems like
you.
the other two, are, like stuff moves whenever there's not like egos like mashing the table and saying it's got to be this way. Stuff just moves, and
Right.
you give it the space to breathe.
Yeah.
And so like I can see really good things for y'all.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
thank you.
It's
Congrats
fun.
already.
Like, look, the other guitar player, Heath Farmer, me and him have been playing together for years, and so usually when you have like similar kind of players, it feels like there's like this nemesis kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with me and him, it's just like best buddies getting to jam all the time.
That's so cool.
It's never stepping on each other's toes. In
Yeah.
fact, sometimes nobody takes a solo because they want to give it to the other
Yeah.
person. I'm
No,
like,
no.
like, wait, no, you.
No, you first. No, you first.
Yeah,
That's great.
It is.
So 2 guitars.
Yeah.
And bass and drums.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like who can outspace the other.
Yeah.
I can play less notes than the other.
Just stand up there and not play anything. Not till you play.
That's great.
It's
So fun.
fantastic.
Well, okay, so would you say probably an full-length album?
Oh yeah,
to
I
come
definitely
out?
want to do a full length. I'm just trying to figure out funding for it. So
Sure.
once we get that taken care of, definitely. And since he's created demos for things and it has like, you know, kind of like an idea of what we're doing. Since we've had that and we're playing them live now, and now it's more solidified. Like now every part makes like so much sense and it's maximized upon, and it all makes perfect sense since that, like getting in the studio is going to be so fast.
Oh, yeah. And
be
then
so
you're saving
easy.
money, you're saving time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the old days where you booked out like a month of studio
Right.
time and you sit there and like, is this guitar tone right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
Get
part
in,
right?
get
We don't
out.
have time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or money.
Yeah. Yeah. Get in, get out, and just let it move.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, so new music's coming, obviously. You got some cool shows coming up.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you just opened for ZZ Top.
Yes, I did.
Are they still like
Oh gosh, they're so great.
beers and all, huh?
Yeah, and fancy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they
Like, what a-
outdressed me times 10.
What characters, right? Like,
And the sweetest though.
yeah,
Just the sweetest.
so awesome.
That furry guitar, I'll never get over that. He has
Yeah.
a furry guitar. Have you seen this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So amazing.
yeah.
They're all
Mirror sparkles.
showmen.
We were very underdressed.
Incredibly underdressed.
Not
Yeah.
enough sequenced blazers, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So that was at Humphreys.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So to play
Yeah.
that show, to play that
Sold
venue,
out show. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just
surreal.
yeah.
You gotta be like, this
Yeah.
is your hometown. I mean,
unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. But it definitely happened, I promise.
Yeah. Did you get to kind of hang out with them a little bit?
I got to talk with them afterwards, and I mean, or with Billy, he's just so kind
Yeah.
and so sweet, and I felt like, you know, I was just thanking him for the opportunity, and he like really like, I felt like treated me like I was there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I've opened it for some bands where it's like,
Oh yeah.
where
There's
you
a
don't even
stigma.
meet them, and
yeah.
they don't talk to you,
They, like
and it's
go out of their way to make you feel like
yeah,
an opening act.
yeah.
right?
But I felt like was just so kind and very like generous, like to even spend that time with me. So
Too cool.
it was really really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so big highlight there.
yeah,
Yeah.
You got Winston's coming up.
yeah. That's on
11/11.
11/11. Yeah, we're excited for that show. And then we're doing an all original show at Moonshine Beach on November 30th.
Yeah. What a stage. Have you played there before?
Yeah.
Okay.
We play there pretty often, but we normally do the weekends where, you're just where we're doing lots of like covers.
Yeah, I get to play that Bon Jovi song I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun because it's like built-in crowd. It's rocking. But
Yeah.
we only do maybe one original. We kind of slip it in there and make them listen to it.
It's kind of like the bar gig,
Yeah.
but with a band.
Yeah. Well, and we always do. The one caveat, though, I feel like is we never do a cover song like a cover song. We always do
You do your
every song
version.
like it's us.
Yeah.
And so even when we do like the weekends, it's still Ash Easton and the Proper.
Yeah.
But this original show is going to be super, super fun. Cassie B's opening it up. And then we've got the support slot. And then Charlie Ray's headlining. It's going to be really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So fun. So good shows coming up. The venues are picking up steam and everything seems to be in a good trajectory.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're doing it the right way. It sounds like
you.
you're just kind of like showing up.
We're trying. Yeah, we're
You're
definitely
bringing
trying.
you're bringing the show. You're bringing the heat, and people are responding.
Yeah, it's fun.
So when you're up there and like the lights are coming, like what are some of the songs that just get that really get it going? Like what's the 11 o'clock number that gets people out of their minds? Like goes up to 11.
My. That's a fantastic question.
Okay.
I feel like
What's the one that you saved? Like, okay, now we gotta.
Okay, so she does, like she was saying, we don't do covers the right way.
Sure.
In fact, I remember somebody came to see us, and they just saw us at like Humphreys or something, and they're like, "Yeah, well, Ash Easton's playing. We have to go see her. She's the one that does the covers wrong," which is like a big compliment.
Yeah.
But so she came up with this really good version of Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Oh yeah.
And it's on the record.
Yeah.
But and it's her arrangement fully. When I did the music for it, I just played around what she had already.
Cool.
So it's 100% her, and that's the one that's always our show closer.
Okay.
And she gets the crowd
people
singing.
love it
Yeah.
because they get to participate on it, and it's like just this super, super fun one. So yeah, we definitely like that one.
Save that one.
I think "Bad" is another really good song. It's just I like when we open with it.
Yeah. That one gets people dancing. I've seen line dances to that one too. Which
Yeah.
made me
Line
really happy.
dance? That's like ultimate compliment.
It was
Let's
so
go.
fun. It was so fun.
They just electric sliding or like
I think it was.
do they make up like when you've got your own line dance song? That's how you know you made it.
I know. We'll work on that.
Awesome.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, you got to hire a plant, right?
Yeah.
Choreographer, come up with the dance, hire the plant. Let's get it going viral.
Yeah.
That's too cool.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us on Songwriters Showcase. Ash Easton, where can they find you? Tell us more about.
Yes. AshEaston.com. I'm always updating my website. It has all my shows and information on where you can find me. Also has like my social media links. But if you want something that's more like on demand, happening all the time, asheaston.music on Instagram is the best way. And also my music's streaming everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stream that stuff, show up to a show,
Yeah.
and support San Diego's best new artist, would you? All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.